tell you a little bit about myself, how I got started basically with Vida Divina, since I do have the room for ourselves, right? Um, uh, Basically here, I talk about I was brought into the world. For a lot of you who don't know, I was brought into this world. When I was born, I was rejected, as in I was thrown away, as in I was neglected. Um, I was born in León, Guanajuato, Mexico. So maybe you know it, maybe you don't. Um, but the person that was dead, they gave birth to me, right? Um, Basically, she tried many attempts in aborting, in having an abortion, right? Obviously, it's a different time and a different place. So obviously, that is a very expensive thing to do. So she tried her way, right? And obviously, she didn't succeed. So basically, once I did, um, you know, once I was born, I should say, she basically threw me away, right? Like in those movies. So this really happened. So luckily, the person that in the future came to be my sister found me because I was crying. That first image right there is my first bed. So obviously, as you can see, it's one of those where you put clothes in. You know, when you're washing, you put clothes in. That's my mom. That's my dad, who just recently passed in 2020. I always had a love for comic books and superheroes because basically I could kind of relate to them. A lot of them had a similar story where they're either neglected, rejected, but they become these superheroes, right? So most specifically Batman, right? He loses his parents, he becomes Batman, right? And then those you see are my three sisters, my three older sisters. But another important fact is that I was born with many health issues. Obviously, because the woman that gave birth to me, attempted to get rid of me in many different ways. So, but obviously, it didn't take. But I did remain, hospitalized for many days. But once I got out, we moved to the United States. Where we made a life. I went through the system, as I mean the education system here in the U.S., where we're taught to basically go to school, right, and get a job, go to college, graduate, get a paper that says you're educated enough to become this or that, right? So that's how I was brought up. I put here in Spanish. Give thanks to your past, and you will bring forth your future, right? So basically, I met my wife who is a sapphire in this business. She's a sapphire leader. For those you don't know what that is, don't worry, you'll get to know what those ranks are. So she is a sapphire ranked leader here, and here in Vida Divina, I met her in high school. So we were high school sweethearts, and we got married very young, 20 years old, straight out of high school almost. But as you can see here, we like to travel, eating out, things like that. So as you can see here, the weight started to pile up, right? So we just love traveling. We love to eat different things. Didn't really like to cook or stay in the house. So that, as you can see, this last picture here was one of the biggest I'd ever been. And that's where Vida Divina comes along. My result gave life to my business. Okay, that's what this title says here. Basically, I was given an ultimatum. I was told I should lose weight or I would be transferred to a desk job. So I didn't want that, right? So my sister-in-law was already taking the product and already selling it. She told me to try this product, right? So I did. And in 1 week, I was able to lose 12 pounds. Okay, just with the detox there that you see. Okay, in the total, within 4 months, I think I lost almost, within 4 months, I think I lost almost 50 pounds. If I'm not mistaken, 50, 60 pounds, 4 months, okay? So obviously, that led to a lot of people asking me what I was taking, what I was consuming. I was telling them it was just this tea. I didn't know anything else about it. So I told them, and they were buying it, and not just one week supply. They wanted the full package because I told them the promotion, right? Which is if you buy 4, you get 2 free, right? At that time, it was just for $80. So, that's how I started selling the tea, just by being in my traditional job. So that's why I say to you, if you have a traditional job, use it for your advantage, but take the product. So I put here, make yourself comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Okay. This was something that was totally out of the ordinary for me. I never liked speaking as a kid. I never liked speaking in front of people. Nonetheless, in Spanish, because English was always my first language. To this day, my Spanish has gotten a whole lot better. So, that's why I put this there. Making yourself comfortable, feeling uncomfortable, right? So, basically, I have huge testimony, as a guy, because there weren't a lot of guys in this business. I was one of the few. I think there was only 2 or 3 other gentlemen in this business in Chicago, I should say. So I had a huge testimony, and record of weight loss. So they invited me to talk about my testimony on various different occasions, which is awesome. Then I got invited to the powerful GoPro event. Okay. At first I didn't want to go. Why? Because I didn't really want to invest myself into this business 100%. Okay. But it was in Las Vegas. So I wanted to go to Las Vegas. I figured I'd spend a few hours here and then, enjoy Las Vegas. I put here in the title, open your heart and open your mind to the abundance. Okay. Here I got to meet our CEO for the first time, Dr. Esther Ramos. I got to meet Albert Jakey, right, for the first time. A lot of the leaders here that you see in this picture, it was phenomenal. Okay, we got to hear a CEO speak. We got to, and here in the GoPro, man, you got to. It's not just Vida Divina, my friends. You get to meet people from different companies all over the world, and you get to realize that network marketing as a whole is a powerful, powerful business. Okay, so that's when, I felt very emotional, and because I got to meet people that, one, didn't have the same education I did, right? They had poor education, some of them. They couldn't even speak English, but they were millionaires. And that's why I decided, I got to do something about it. I got to invest myself. I got to move things around, do what I have to do to make things happen, right? So basically, here's the decision. The decisions that you make will change your conditions. Okay. I got to work. Okay. I got more invested in the product. I bought more product, right? I started selling like crazy to different coworkers, different people, different staff, all over the world. Well, all over the district that we're in. Okay, which is awesome. A lot of people, and they recommend to more people, which is even awesome. That started. Okay, and then I was hungry for success. Okay, and I recommend you to be dying of hunger for success. Okay, here, and what I mean by that is doing whatever means necessary to get the product out. Okay, here we were arranging meetings. We were arranging, I recommend you getting the scale. It's called the Omron, and what this scale does, my friends, it reads your entire body. Okay, your organs, how much fat you actually have, how much muscle you have. So a lot of people get shocked because it also gives you the age that your organs are actually at. So the first time I did this, my organs were all the way up to, I believe, 80 years old. And trust me, so this will shock people. So that's what it's a big selling point if you're trying to sell product. Okay, so what you do is, what I did is we offered I'm trying to find the word. We offered it's a special word. Forgot it, but it's I don't know if there's anybody on the call that can help me with that. The metabolic exams. There, metabolic exams. You offer a free metabolic exam that costs $150, and that's what you can save, because doctors actually charge, nutritionists charge that much. They may not charge you, but they'll charge your insurance $150. Okay, so that's how you can start promoting yourself. But you don't want to do the metabolic. Right here, we were in the flea market, so obviously it got a lot of people looking at us and doing things, and because you look like this and like you're holding a motorcycle. It's awesome. I think you can get it on Amazon. Okay, look for it, Amron. But that's how we got started. Okay, we started going to the flea market, started doing coffee parties, metabolic exams, with the pop-up shops. So I recommend you to start doing that. Okay. We started doing, office, presentations, as you can see here on the left. On the bottom, we were doing Zoom calls, and at the right, we were doing hotel presentations. So we were working the gimmick. Okay, it's like the same. Here in the title on the top, it says the world will never stop for your problems. Okay, unfortunately, like as I mentioned before, we lost our father, my father, in July of 2020, and that same day, I remember that we had the call, right, the English opportunity call. So I got the call from Ron, I got the call from Armand saying that we'll find somebody else. Here at the time, there weren't that many people, that were doing the English call, so it was kind of by myself. So Armand was saying, don't worry, you don't have to do the call if you don't want to. And I told him, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll do it. And sure enough, I did. I opened that room and I did the call. Because things like this happen all the time. We lose people. It's inevitable. We may have money problems. We may have, have a loss in the family. Have it doesn't matter. The world is going to keep on revolving. The world's going to keep on moving, and it's not going to stop for us. So we have to continue working. We have to continue building for our family, right? So and here it says, insist, persist, resist, and never, I don't know the last one, desist. Somebody can help me there if they speak Spanish. The biggest things have small beginnings. There you go. The biggest things have small beginnings. Right? I remember when we did our first call. I did this flyer myself. The very first one here in the red. Very bad. I was a silver leader back then, but I was given the opportunity by our Spanish leaders that to where I can get it. They lend me their Zoom room, and I was doing the calls there. I was only getting like 5 of my own people. Sometimes, we had 10 people, so that was a win. Today we have 100 people, which is phenomenal, and they're all still here. So another cool thing is that you can see here, we've grown a lot. Then I got invited to here in the Zoom room, which we're at right now, the Unstoppables Zoom room, which we have access to now. And then the final one had the sharing. Not even, this is a cool fact, my friends. Sharing a Zoom with the CEO Armand Puyol. And now that's powerful, because guess what? Not even in the Spanish Zooms are there people. Can you share a flyer? I've never seen somebody share a flyer with our CEO other than myself and I think Albert, and that's powerful. Only 2 people in the world that I've seen. We had the privilege of sharing a Zoom room and a flyer. Okay, here with our CEO. I think that's awesome. So we've come a long way. We have over 100 people here, and we continue to grow. I think that's progress, right? Uh, here in this it states here in the title, I was tired of being tired. Right? Um, basically, I got in trouble a lot with my supervisors. I was in trouble. I was getting phone calls all the time. I was on my phone a lot, and obviously that's not professional. Not as if you're working as a canine officer, public safety, right? So I was giving kind of an ultimatum, my friends, where like, hey, you gotta decide is it this? Because they knew what I was doing, they knew what I was selling. They never gave me, uh, problems before. This was kind of the time that they did, where they gave me that ultimatum, and I was caught a lot of times on my phone. I was written up. So basically, I decided to burn, as they say, burn all my ships, right, and retire at the age of 30, very young age, to retire, and decided to pursue my dream of being a worldwide entrepreneur with Vida Divina, nonetheless. So I received a lot of negative comments, a lot of why would I quit a guaranteed salary? Why would I leave a job with benefits, right? So it was simple. And here I say here in what's in Spanish here, don't be afraid of change. A lot of the things in my life have happened because they've been aligned with the universe, okay? In August 2020, I retired from my traditional job, okay? And since then, we're free of basically any bosses, okay? We're six-figure earners. We're in the rank of Ruby. We're going to continue to requalify that rank, okay? We have a growing team, as you can see, a lovely team that follows us all over, all right? We've managed to purchase a car in cash, which is something that I've never been able to do before, which felt awesome, felt powerful, and a Mercedes-Benz no less. Another recent thing is that we were able to, after 13 years of marriage, we're finally going to be parents, I think, for the first time this fall of 2023. So I think we owe it a lot to the HCG and the Venus and the Tonka Ellie and the Mars, obviously, because it's something that's funny, because it's something that we never were able to do. So I think things happen for a reason, like I mentioned before, and I think it had to happen now, right? So very happy for the successes, and I put here, my friends, always be grateful. Always be grateful and listen to your mentors. Okay, maybe you have a mentor, maybe you don't. Get this, it doesn't have to be the person that signed you. You can find a mentor that will show you the way, that will teach you, that will train you. But if you don't reach out to that person, he's never going to reach out to you, because trust me, this person is busy. All these people are busy, but they will take the time. If you reach out to them, they will take the time for that phone call, that Zoom, that one-on-one, if you're close by, right? So always be grateful and listen to your mentors, okay? Here I put, success is a lifestyle. You have to be passionate or be another number, right? Be another number. The work is never finished. It's duplicated, okay? We're still doing hotel events. We're still doing office presentations here in the office here. We're still doing team trainings. We're still doing, you know, one-on-ones, as you can see here. Always make time for your leaders. Always make time for people. If they have a question, always be open to them, right? So lead, and here at the top it says lead with love. Find your mission in life, right? As you can see, we're still doing the pop-up events when we can. We're always, and not just ours, but we go to our leaders' events as well. We're still going to the flea market. We're doing the work. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have, right? Always be hungry. Still continue putting up these little, they're called Hawaiianas, but they're basically those little like little posters, little flyers that you put your name and your number, and you kind of like use it just to cut only the very edge of it so they can still be on there and people can just rip one off. We're doing house calls, right? Tea parties, we call them tea parties, coffee parties. So the work is still happening. You have to keep yourself busy. If you're not doing something, then your check's not going to grow. It's going to remain the same or even go down. Okay? So we're doing all of that. This is just a few of the pictures that we're doing. We always open up the Mercedes-Benz and it's full of product here. Okay? Because that's how we do. We have to keep our product with us because it's all over the place because we're always offering the products. Okay? And my friends, we have an event coming up. I always put here the events are going to be the evolution of your business. Okay? You have to go to the events and not only just go yourself, but invite people. Okay? And even if it's just you and you have one other person, that's how we started out. Now we're growing into we literally, in our team, we have thousands of people now. Okay? Thousands of people. Why? Because 1 impacted 1, 2 impacted 3, right? 4 impacted 6. It goes like that. And you're going to have a team, a big team from all over the world. I'm lucky to say that we have a team from all over the world. We traveled to Ecuador, we traveled to Mexico, we traveled to Las Vegas, Ontario, California. Wherever Vida Divina goes, we go. Okay, because it is in our blood. Here I put talent wins games, but working as a team and working intelligently is going to win championships. Okay, here you can see, as like I mentioned before, I'm a big superhero guy. You can see teamwork here in all these 3 pictures, but what you see in this slide, right? I see the same thing with this. And here I put, we all have talents and abilities, special abilities that God has given us, right? When we're born. We bring with us these talents and abilities. And that's that's something that's straight from the Bible, and that's Romans 12:16. You can check that out for yourself. And each one of these people that you see here has a different talent and ability that I don't have. But together, we're unstoppable. It's like how we say, we're unstoppable, imparables. So you just have to find yourself people that are just as crazy as you, and they have talents, because I've learned a lot from each and every one of these people. You just have to start going to these events. Start going to events. If there aren't any events, be the first one that makes an event, right? That's how you're going to start growing. Oh, here I have, give 10 tips, 10 fundamentals, tips to build your business in Vida Divina. And it's basically, number 1 is don't doubt yourself. Number 2 is always be in mode of a student where you're always learning, you're always open to guidance, right? Number 3 is always bring zero drama to the table. Keep it cool. Don't try to fight with your teammate or your sponsor or whoever. Have zero drama in this business. Be disciplined. Take the product. Be product of the product. If you have to do something, do it, right? Number 5, always recruit, always try to bring people in. And the way that you can do it is just inviting them to these Zoom calls, okay? That's how you can start doing it little by little. Number 6 is always be flexible. Number 7 is always trust the numbers, right? The numbers speak for themselves. Don't try to blow up your numbers. Don't try to inflate your numbers, I should say. Number 8, love your team. If you have a team, love your team like you love yourself, right? You have to treat your team like if they were your children almost. Number 9 is take affirmative action. And number 10 is never give up, okay? So let's just give them 10, you can say nuggets for doing this business of Vida Divina. And that's the same thing I put in. Promise yourself that you will never give up, right? Oh, I had this cool video. It's in Spanish too, sorry. But I'll play it. Maybe you've seen the new Mario Bros. Movie. If you haven't, I'll try to translate after the video here. But I want you guys to take a look at it, okay?
No eres nada sin un placer. Nada. Yo creo que estás loco. Nadie deja un trabajo seguro y estable por un sueño imposible. Y sabes, es peor que a tu pobre hermano lo estás arrastrando. Gracias, comadre. Todo el mundo siempre dice no puede hacer esto, tampoco a quien le ayude. Pues voy a hacer. Y voy. Sí, eso ya me lo habían dicho.
Alright, so just sort of spoiler alerts, if you haven't seen the Mario Bros. Movie, obviously in the movie, Mario and his brother Luigi, right, they quit their traditional job to start their own business, okay, the Mario Brothers, okay, so that's his boss basically saying that they'll never accomplish anything, they will never be anything, and later on, Mario asked his dad what he thought about them starting their own business, right? And the father, blatantly says that he thinks that they're crazy, that they'll never amount to anything. Nobody leaves. Okay, this is powerful. Nobody leaves a traditional job, a guaranteed salary, to something stable for an impossible dream. And he even states that what's worse is that you're dragging your brother along with you. So obviously Mario takes that very, very, very hard, and his brother comes to comfort him. But Mario pretty much says that the whole world is saying that we can't do it. We can't achieve greatness here. We can't do this, we can't do that. He says that I'm tired of feeling, so little. Okay, so basically here and this is kind of like the final battle. It's just here we go. And what's cool about this is that this guy Bowser, which is the villain of the movie, if you haven't seen it, if you're not, geeks like me, you wouldn't understand. But I love this message because it kind of fits into being an entrepreneur here. He says you don't know when to quit. That's what he says. Bowser says you don't know when to quit, and he says, yeah. Mario was like, yeah, I've heard that before. So I think it's cool. Powerful message here, and that's how I think we should end the call today. So I've kind of opened my heart to you guys and a little bit talk about, hopefully we can do more calls like this. Where we give a little bit, a success story or training, things like that, right, to help you build your business. But that pretty much wraps up the call for today, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We had over 100 people in the call, none of them left, which is something that's powerful. Yeah, something that's powerful. So we're going to go ahead and end the call for tonight. Thank you guys for being on board. Invite as many people as you can for the next call, and we'll see you Tuesday. All right, my friends, thank you very much. You have a fantastic, fantastic night. If you have any questions, get in touch with the person that invited you, and let's get started. See you all at the convention.